Welcome to the Dorky Readings and Bloopers, featuring Blood Phoenix Rebirth, first book of the Broken World series. Chapter 2. 2 weeks prior. A half-disappointed relief followed me home when the guy I knocked down that morning didn't show at the Half Moon Diner. I watched for the dark mop of his head and his commanding eyes my whole shift. I wanted to at least give him a free cup of coffee for the abuse. I'd knocked him flat as gum on the sidewalk during New York's busiest commute time. I arrived at my apartment at 2:30. My roommate and best friend for 21 years, Ari, was already home and in the shower. I dropped my bag in the living room and knocked on the bathroom door. Ari, food. Kay. In our bedroom, I stripped out of my black pants and white top and grabbed jeans and a burgundy button-up before bounding to the bathroom in my undies. I knocked again. You decent? Close enough. I opened the door. In a hot pink bra and skinny jeans, Ari leaned down to see herself in a steamy mirror. You've got about 7 minutes of hot water left, she said. Thanks. Food's in my bag in the living room. What's the special today? Ari leaned over the sink closer to the mirror and applied long strokes of eyeliner over her lids. Something I never got the hang of. It looked funny above my reddish lashes. Her normally frosty purple hair was slicked straight and angled below her ears. Her blue eyes usually hid behind matching purple frames that thinned out her nose. Ari looked at me in the mirror and winked one long mascara-caked set of lashes at me. I reached into the shower. The water was hot the second I turned the knob, and my 7 minutes began. Tuna fish and tomato soup. Mine's the one with the mustard. I stuck my head under the water. Washing my hair took forever. It was short enough you wouldn't think so, but my curly mane harbored redness like a son of a bitch. I broke 3 brushes this year alone. Ugh, that is disgusting. Mustard and tuna do not go together, my dear, Ari said. 7 minutes ended too soon, but I was clean. By the time I dressed, it was 3, and my second job started at 4. With the tuna warm and soup chilled, I ate quickly. Ari sat on the couch, laying out items from her purse. Hey, I don't have to work tonight, so I'm going to go look for a new job. What happened at the bagel place? I asked around a mouthful of tuna. The boss is an ass. He won't even write up that piece of shit for cornering me in the storage room and trying to feel me up. I think the jackass deserves to be fired. I got treated the same way when I was stripping, only I got paid more. I should just go back. Anger and fear dumped over me. We were not going through that again. No way are you going back to that shithole. I don't care how hard it is to make rent. And eat, she sighed. At least you get free lunch. They make me pay for everything. I didn't blame her. If I found a job where I made enough money that I only needed the one, I'd keep going back to it too. But her ex-pimp, as I generally referred to him, did nasty things and made her do worse for others in the private dance rooms. Stripping I could handle. I didn't want my best friend to whore herself for a soggy-ass tuna sandwich and a bowl of barely warm soup. Are you heading to the train? I have to leave in a few to get to Maria's. I slurped the last of my soup and tossed the styrofoam bowl in the trash. Yeah, I'll go with you. We can save a pass. Ari restuffed her purse. We left at 3:15, and Ari snuck us both through on the same pass. One of the bonuses to hardly eating. We both fit in the counter together. That and skinny jeans didn't make our hips look fat. We kissed each other's cheeks and hopped on separate trains. Maria's, a used bookstore, had roughly a dozen customers when I clocked in and took my place behind the register. A pile of books lay behind the counter to catalog, which would take me about half my shift at least. A chill dumped over me when I looked up to see my cute victim from earlier smiling down at me. Stalk much? How did this guy find me? His black and gold eyes seemed more intense than I remembered, a scar deepening beside his chin. He smelled like strawberries. Are you okay? His honey voice coated me with sticky pleasure as he leaned over the counter. I stared at him longer than I should have. Yeah, fine. Can I help you? I stood, but it didn't make him retreat. And his nearness did funny things to my insides. Being around guys didn't bother me so much. Ari had her hands full with them, so they were always over. Or she dragged me out to look for a replacement. But none of them ever paid me any attention. That worked, because I really didn't know what to do with one anyways. Not like I never had boyfriends. I had a couple, but that didn't mean I knew what to do with someone this pretty, who exuded this much sex appeal, and leaned in this close to me. I cleared my throat to jar some of the drool. So, can I help you? His smile went lopsided as he straightened, sliding his hand toward me. Alexander James. Alexander. I laughed a little. What a fucking coincidence. Alexandria, call me anything but Rhea and I'll throw the book at you. I gave his strong and calloused hand a light squeeze. Well, Rhea, I'd prefer it if you didn't. His fingers briefly recaptured mine when I pulled my hand back. This shit spun weird. So can I help you with something? Alex? Okay, I can't do that. It's too fucking weird. Xander? His body tipped across the counter again, making me take a step back. My girlfriends usually call me Xander. God, he was forward and gorgeous and flirting with me, I think. Come on and use your brain and not your libido, hussy. Can I call you James then? I can handle that, and I believe you owe me a coffee. He gestured behind me to the coffee shop next to Maria's, the one with the expensive foam and espresso. I said I owed him one when I ran off, but I couldn't afford to buy it. I planned to give him a free one at the diner, where I didn't have to pay for it. Yeah, you won't be getting anything that fancy. I don't have the money, but we have a coffee pot in the back. I can make you one. Only if you agree to another, my treat, sometime this week. Then we can call it a truce. A truce? Even, as it were. You for flattening me against the concrete, and me for invading your workplace and being so overbearing. Well, at least he was aware of himself. But I don't know if overbearing correctly described him. Confident, or self-assured maybe, and definitely sexy. But that might not have been to his advantage here. Fine. You've got a deal. We seemed to be teetering a lot. Invisible fishing lines tugged me closer, but I kept myself in check. He had a girlfriend. My face must have betrayed me because a big toothy smile spread across his when he said, I shouldn't have said date, but rather dinner, dessert, coffee. Those are all synonymous with date, though there is this place that serves gelato I've been dying to try. What was wrong with me? I knew better than to entertain the idea of going out with a taken man. Is that a yes? When's your next day off? Off from where? There is no such thing as a day off when you work 2 jobs. Just afternoons and mornings of freedom, I said, looking into my empty mug again, suddenly exhausted. I worked 2 jobs since Grammy died. James leaned in, whispered close, and I mimicked him as if we were about to trade secrets. My head spun, and dizziness swam with my thoughts as the scent of strawberries assailed me. I shifted back in my seat, faster than I anticipated. Do I make you uncomfortable? I shook my head. He didn't make me uncomfortable. His having a girlfriend did, though. Still, my abdomen tightened at the thought of being alone with this gorgeous stranger. But obviously, his relationship lacked depth, right? God, thinking that made me such a slut. His black and gold eyes snapped adrenaline through me like a live wire, and I realized I hadn't responded to him. I didn't think I could. Are you a natural redhead? He asked me, and the tension between us fizzled out. Laughter thrummed through my chest. Cheesy pickup line? Yes, my hair is naturally fire engine red. He pouted, making the scar on his chin pop, but his eyes glinted with mischief. And he twisted one of my curls in his fingers. I meant underneath. Blonde. Check the eyebrows. I waggled my brows at him as his smile resurfaced. His fingers played with another curl, the side of his hand brushing my throat. Shit. He was flirting with me. And he had a girlfriend. No matter how open his relationship, I wouldn't mean a damn thing. But the growing tingle in my stomach told me I still wanted him more than anything. I sighed with the knowledge. So, I'm not comfortable with the fact that you have a girlfriend and that you're flirting with me right now. James's smile broadened, and he leaned away and dropped his hand. My bad. I'd knocked him. I'd knocked him flat as gum on the sidewalk during New York's busiest commute time. I'd knocked him flat as gum on the sidewalk during New York's busiest commute time. I stuck my head under the water. Washing my hair took forever. It was short enough you wouldn't think so, but my curly mane harbored its rat nests like a son of a bitch. If I found a job where I made enough money to... That and skinny jeans didn't make our hip... A chill dumped over me when I looked up to see my cute victim from earlier. Yeah. But obviously his relationship lacked depth. Stock much?